Torino Cape Deku was moving different. Video by 𝙏𝙖𝙡𝙠.
Alright, so peep this. My Hero Academia recently dropped their epilogue episode, and it got
Great
me in the
episode.
mood to make an MHA video. So I
Great
decided,
episode.
why not make one about the greatest hero to ever touch fiction, the legendary man himself.
Ooh, greatest hero. Greatest hero. First of all, I'm gonna rewind about 2 or 3 seconds. Look, I love Deku as much as the next guy, but to say greatest hero after utilizing a meme of Peter Parker himself, the Deku prototype, basically, because let's be real, Deku basically, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, Deku was basically like a fan fiction Spider-Man a little bit. I think Deku has some things over Spider-Man. Is heroism one of them? Maybe.
Make one about the greatest hero to ever touch fiction, the legendary man himself, Izuku Midoriya. Am I glazing? Absolutely. Do I care?
At least you know he glazing.
I don't give a fuck.
There is no limit to the glaze. And in my opinion, the glaze is justified when you see how Deku was moving once he tossed that Torino cape on.
Whatever you decide to do, you make damn sure you settle the score with the...
Damn, that shit sound cooler in dub than it did in sub. I'm not gonna lie. Am I the only one who holds the opinion that Gran Torino should have died, bruh? Like, story-wise? Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I'm glad Unk is alive. I'm glad Unk got to see his enemy get defeated. I'm glad he got to see All Might have his last stand, whatever. But Gran Torino definitely should have died. That nigga Gran Torino should have gotten smoked. I think it would have made this cape symbolism right here a lot stronger. And don't get me wrong, the cape was a cool part of the fit. I loved when he added the cape to the fit. I think it added a lot narratively. I think it added a lot to the drip. Low key, I'm not gonna lie. Is Deku the first person to swag out in only half a cape? Because I feel like most heroes would make this shit look sorry. But Deku swagged out in half a cape, and then you had the yellow cape matching the yellow backpack. Come on, bruh. Saitama is a full cape, don't he?
League of Villains.
His OG told him to get back at these villains, and best believe, whenever he came across a nigga that was truly despicable, he was applying straight belt. I'm telling you, the cape had him moving different.
Yeah, that way that shit was roll. I'm not gonna lie. He really did wear that just for the statement, though. Because that adds nothing to the practicality. That adds nothing to the fights. He wore it just for the fashion. It really don't match the colors of his suit either. He just threw it on for the drip, bruh. And it's crazy, too, because he already had some shit over his neck. He already had some shit over his neck with his little metal face mask thing. I guess he just needed the cape for extra drip.
First off, once he gets this cape, one of the first things we see bro do is aura farm. They're standing there posed up like Batman.
The Batman pose? Yo, do y'all remember how much, and this is before the anime. Do y'all remember how much glaze this pose right here caught when it was first released in the manga, bro? This pose right here, him standing in the Batman pose, it incurred insane glaze. Mind you, his whole suit was all fucked up, all ripped up, cape ripped up, leg pads ripped up, over mask ripped up, still embodying Big Bruce. I'm not gonna lie, this might be a crazy take. Okay, this might be an insane take. I feel like he hitting this shit harder than Bruce. I feel, look. I have immense respect for Batman. But like, if you really like, it's cause, you know, I don't know how I feel about that blue sky. Not to go on some My Hero Blue Sky dialogue. But look, I feel like he hitting this shit more naturally than Bruce. Because I want you to really look at their positioning here, right? Bruce, he looks like he's straining. You know what I mean? Look at his back. It looks like he's trying too hard to like puff his chest out and be scary. But Deku, he kind of just, he cooling with it. You know what I mean? This looks like a natural farmer versus someone posing. So I'll say it. I think he hit this shit harder than the Cape Crusader. Say what you gotta say. And I'm not gonna lie, now that I'm looking at it, is Deku's backpack supposed to invoke maybe to an extent, Bruce's utility belt with like the yellow and the pocket. Anywho, I get it though, because you know when you live in a world with Superman, you kind of got to do the most to even get any sort of swag going. So let's keep it
gripping
pushing.
the collar of his cape while it blows in the wind. Piccolo's influence really must be studied, cause I swear, you give any anime nigga a cape and they start thinking they big green with this aura farming shit. Like my nigga, there are civilians to save. You don't got time for this. Jokes aside, first time we see Yellow Cape Deku in action is against Muscular, who was about to put one of the few Deku clones in the show in a pack.
Yo, yeah, and then he one-shot him.
I know it's a bit off topic, but this nigga's design is really just taller.
That shit did used to piss me off, bruh. His design was so close to Deku, I genuinely thought when he was introduced that he was going to be an important character. That nigga did nothing.
Deku with black hair. I know my goat is influential, but the dick eating is kind of crazy. Let me not hate on this nigga Shindo too much. That boy did show some heart with his last attack, which will come in handy with the assist later. But for now, right as Muscular is about to end, bro,
I just remember
a nasty back shot from Deku.
Yo, what the why was the smoke screen? What was this? Was this Deku enveloping himself in smoke screen and then attacking that man's back? I've never seen him use smoke screen like this before.
Back shot from Deku.
Damn, he hit that nigga so hard that he played 3 different times.
Following that up by getting right back to aura farming. Like, tell me why when Muscular looks up, he sees this dude Deku with his built-in fog machine quirk swirl.
Okay, yeah. And then it was, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this is a crazy take or not. I did not like Deku's mask, bruh. That bunny rabbit shit he put on his face where you couldn't tell where his hair started or ended. I feel like he looked so much cooler when he took the mask off.
Around him as he's posed up carrying Shindo.
Yeah, this was that boy Deku said he was going to get his get back for fucking Shindo, whatever that nigga name was, stealing his fit. He was holding that nigga like Cinderella, full iron boot in front of the camera. Like he could have fireman carried him. He could have flung him over the shoulder. He held him like a bad bitch, bruh.
Nah, like really though. What actual reason did bro have for using smokescreen here besides dramatic effect?
Okay, I was gonna say smokescreen added nothing here.
For them TikTok editors, and I can't lie, he is indeed tough. Anyway, Muscular recognizing Deku is with all the action. In fact, he may as well be jumping for joy at this opportunity because he's
because Muscular wanted his get back
and remembering his last fight with Deku.
Yeah, I bet you he thought this shit was gonna be sweet too. This fight right here was cool. I like this fight a lot too.
He just knows this is about to be a good fight.
Are you sure about that?
What was that in Muscular's eye? Like, I know he had a fake eye or something now, but is that like a machine? That shit was nasty.
We still in season 3. He really ain't have a clue about how he's about to get done. Muscular tries to get the drop on Deku, but he's able to avoid his initial
that nigga was strong as shit.
Before heading back to handle Muscular, who once again is going to try and catch Deku lacking, but with his danger sense, that work.
That shit was broken. All right, another hot take about Deku versus classic heroes. All right, a lot of niggas aren't going to like this. This is going to be on the same level of controversy as my Bruce Wayne take that I just had. I think the depiction of danger sense, the way it's depicted, I think danger sense from a visual perspective is cooler than spider sense. I think the glowing yellow lightning bolt is cooler than the little that's just me. I gotta be honest. Now, I will say if we're going like peak spider sense, you know what I mean? Peak spider sense visualization. If we're saying like, you know, like Spider-Verse where it makes the background different colors and stuff like that, then okay, sure. Spider sense is cooler. But I'm saying like baseline, just baseline. The hair raise in Infinity War, that was cool too. That was when he was on the bus, right? That was cool too. But also, I feel like MCU Spider-Man did a lot of very interesting depictions of spider sense. Like the one scene where he was, you know, walking through his room. Hold on. I'm on your ass for that, you dick. I'm not dick riding Deku, bro. It had to be said. But like, yeah, MCU Spider-Man had a lot of cool depictions of spider sense. But I've always been more partial to this yellow lightning bolt, bro. That shit is just so cool. Granted, spider sense is stronger than danger sense, of course. But I had to speak my truth right there.
sense, that don't work. My goat uses his Air Force gloves to dip and dodge Muscular's
Damn.
punches. And when
He really
creates
was
enough
doing
space,
Muscular
grabs him with
dirty.
Black whip, throwing him
Black
into the
whip,
water. This shit is
slam.
too easy for my goat. Whipping on
Was it
Muscular
really
and
this
looking hella
fast?
awful while doing it. Just look at how majestically this nigga descends. Oh my god, he's so tough.
Dude, oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do? No,
Then
like
the
you already got
blitz.
that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
With Muscular wrapped in Black whip, Deku's gonna try.
See, and the thing about Muscular, right? If I'm Muscular and I'm fighting Deku, right? Based off memory. And I'm like, yo, this nigga is flying, using smoke, shooting air beams, and wrapping me in tentacles. If I'm seeing that, I'm like, hold on, this is not the same dude I fought a couple months ago. I'm good off that. But you see, Muscular wasn't thinking. He was thinking with his, I don't know. And so that's why he about to get his ass whooped. Oops.
Try and question him, trying to get to the root of why he turned out the way he does. But that doesn't really get anywhere, cause at the end of the day, Muscular's response is pretty much this.
Why do you chase after such extremes?
I like to hurt people. I like it. That's it? Yep. That's it.
So Muscular, over the small talk, starts beefing himself up even more, breaking out Deku's Black Whip, but this is also where that assist from Shindo comes into play. His all-out move from earlier has a lasting effect on Muscular, causing his muscle quirk to reach its limit earlier than he expected, leaving him open for Deku.
Yeah, and then Deku boom that boy in his shit. I'm not gonna lie. How long you think Deku or Muscular would have lasted against Deku if the trimmers weren't affecting his muscles? You think Deku still would have smoked them wild quick?
To blitz his ass and get him the hell out of here with a single attack, making him the first of many to get belted by Yellow.
Drop
Deku.
his ass.
And honestly, compared to what's to come, this is really light work for my goat. Once he tossed that yellow cape on, unless you were Prime All Might, Shiggy, or All for One, you were not fucking with him.
Facilities for that big.
Anyone else? Is it crazy? Like, okay, what do we think about end of series Todoroki and end of series Bach? Do we think end of series Roki, end of series Bach? We think they could do something? I don't know about Bach. I'm not gonna hold you. I think end of series Bach might be able to outrun him for a bit. Bach is fast as shit. But I don't think end of series Bach can take out end of series Deku. End of series Todoroki, I don't know. End of series Todoroki had a lot of destructive ability. I think it might be kind of like a redo of the tournament arc where, you know what I mean, Deku might struggle to get in close and really do some damage. But it's still hard to say. Like, Deku's obviously above them. But I don't think the gap is super crazy. Maybe I'm glazing though. Maybe I'm glazing.
This dude All for One tried sending hired guns, first with Lady Nagant, and first
smoked. I got another take that niggas are gonna hate me for. Let me sip the tea. If we're looking at My Hero as a whole, Lady Nagant wasn't that fine, bro. Like, she was cool. But she wasn't how y'all gassed her up to be. I'm sorry. She wasn't fucking with Mirko for sure. All right? She wasn't fucking with Mirko. She wasn't fucking... I wouldn't even say... She wasn't fucking with Mount Lady. I'll say this. I'll do you one further. I don't even think... Mount Lady is heinous is crazy. I'll do you one further, though. I don't even think really... Like, all right, let's just list it off, bruh. She wasn't fucking with Mirko. She wasn't fucking with Mount Lady. She wasn't fucking with Bakugo's mom. She wasn't fucking with Deku's mom before and after weight gain. She wasn't fucking with that big, tall creature heteromorph lady from the end of the series. She wasn't fucking with the news reporter. She wasn't like already. I can spin off 10 right now if I really have to. She wasn't fucking with Dragon Lady, human form and dragon form. She wasn't fucking with Star and Stripe. Like, do I really have to go on? I'd say maybe she's like midnight level. Star and Stripe is chopped. I'm not gonna lie. Buster Call, Aether, 25 seconds. And see, this is the thing about Lady Nagant, right? Let me tell you why Lady Nagant wasn't fucking with like a Mirko, a Star and Stripe, whatever, right? Yeah, I'm getting distracted. Let's watch the video. Am I wildin'? Am I wildin'? I never seen this artwork before. Everything I just said for the past 35 seconds, wipe it from the record. Wipe it from the record. Star and Stripes.
Y'all see Miss Susie.
Actually, nah, I stand on what I said. 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 I got distracted. I'm locked back in. I stand on what I said. What the fuck? Yo, Horikoshi, what's going on right now? What are the practical applications of titty pads that only cover the titties? No stomach protection, no leg protection, no rib protection, just straight titty pads. Horikoshi, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
Sexy, educated ass.
I swear, when it comes to Horikoshi and these
Horikoshi,
female pro hero designs,
Horikoshi draws some of the... Okay, look. I'll say it. I forgot about Nana Shimura too. I'll say it on this 3x3 on your screen right now. Nagant is bottom 2. I'll say it. On this 3x3 that you see on your screen right now, Nagant is bottom 2. If Star is top 3, you're getting terminated. Okay, look. Let me do this quick so I don't get over distracted. All right, here's what we got, right? Mirko and Nana tied for first place. Bakugo Mom second. Mount Lady third. Ryuku fourth. Star and Stripe, Midnight kind of tied for fifth. And then Todoroki Sister and Mount Lady bringing in the caboose of the train. Don't get me wrong. All of these ladies are beautiful and very, well, I don't know if Bakugo's mom is that strong, but or Todoroki's sister, but they're all very powerful and respectable heroes. But if we're going just pure, like, come on, bro. Like, be for real with yourself.
Don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's
At
good.
all.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
freak behavior aside, Lady Nagant lucky she was a former hero who my GOAT still had hope for, so she was able to avoid belt from Deku. That nigga
Was she?
does boomer shit though.
Nah,
But in
Deku
terms of
did
my
kick
GOAT,
the shit out of
he
her.
knew she wasn't like these other despicable niggas such as Chisaki. Quick side tangent. Fuck this nigga Chisaki. All my
Yeah,
niggas hate Chisaki.
worst nigga-
Bum-ass,
worst
lame
nigga in
ass,
the
dead
show.
ass. Don't let me catch
And nigga could have been one of the strongest in the show, too.
you in these streets. I'll do this bum like how my GOAT does the next.
Yo, I forgot he did this shit, bro. He did this shit. He had a nigga hanging by the black whip. He was evil with that shit, bro. Deku was disrespecting niggas that arc. Hold on. Nigga, is this a grown man with the Vine girl tattooed on his arm? Hold on, enhance image. Enhance image. Bro, this is a grown man with a high school girl tattooed on his arm. Did no one catch this back in the day? Yo! Nah, good shit, Deku. I know why Deku had to get this nigga out of here, bro. I know why Deku had to get this nigga out of here. Damn. And that boy All Might was just watching in the back.
Hired gun all for one hires. Unlike Nagant, who was a former hero, this nigga was just some random villain. So Deku ain't show no mercy. Had that nigga laid out over his black whip while he aura farmed with his mask on. And once again, my GOAT looks tough. Glazing aside, the next person to catch work from Yellow Cape Deku that we're going to talk about is All For One, specifically when he's in control
okay.
of Shiggy's body.
All for
and I
Shiggy.
swear, the way Deku was moving
Oh yeah, bro. The lights they had in that last season, the effects on this shit, that shit was beautiful.
in this fight really solidifies to me that when he was not holding back like he was when fighting the actual Shiggy, there really ain't nobody that's fucking with him. First off, once again, Yellow Cape Deku has got to aura farm a bit. My nigga gonna hit his dramatic entrance, showing up at the last second.
Kick the shit out that boy.
On some Goku shit. They're gonna ask if everyone's good just to see them heroes are going through it. His boy
he did start going crazy.
Got him looking like Ace. Had this nigga Deku full.
I'm not gonna lie, and I guess we did see it a little bit with Carnage Deku. I would have liked to see him tweak out a little bit longer. A little bit longer. I would have liked to see him go crazy like this for just a bit. Just a bit. You know what I mean? We did get a couple rage moments from Deku during like the first part of the war. And then I guess you can kind of say Carnage was rage adjacent. But I wish I just got one full episode, one full fight of straight no holds bar, one for all tweakage, bro. Just smash! Like, you know what I mean? He could have used a bit more tweakage. A bit more tweakage.
Ready to crash. Would have seen a generational crash out had Muriel not been there to calm bro down. But best believe, even though he chilled out a bit, my goat was still plotting to do All For One the worst way. Like the way he taps his chest to lock in before powering up, I just
that
knew
shit
he
was smooth.
All-time performance. All For One comes in trying to overwhelm my goat, but Deku is unfazed.
Is that? Yeah, he was All For One at that
Intercepts
point.
All For One's attack and tells that nigga to his face to brace himself for the belt he's about to get. Kicking it off by pulling out his new combo
Black
move,
Chain.
combining Black Whip and Fajin to make Black Chain, swinging All For One away, creating space and setting him up to catch.
Yeah, gear shift. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I'm pausing for overglazing. I don't think Deku gets enough credit for how cool his attacks looked, bruh. I don't think Deku gets enough credit for how cool some of his attacks looked. Like the poses he would have to hit to kick these jaunts off. Them shits were crazy, bruh. Gear shift. And then the blitz. What was gear shift anyway? It was like inertia deletion or some bullshit. Gear shift is the one that be having niggas bullshit with Deku scaling. Yeah, bro. Because of gear shift, like technically speaking, Deku can move faster than the speed of light because light has no inertia. Bro, what? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for the Deku glaze, but let's be serious right now, bro.
Up to catch the meanest set of gut shots. Deku activates gear shift.
Yeah,
and
what was it,
blitzes
like a
off.
5-piece?
Hitting bro with
One,
punches so quick
two,
and fierce that he breaks the sound barrier. At this nigga All For One looking around all discombobulated.
Behind you,
bro
nigga.
is genuinely trying to figure out what just happened. And just as he's finally starting to realize what's going on, Deku turns up once again, blitzing bro.
Yep. This shit right here, bro. I never seen a nigga put so much back muscle into a punch. Look at what his body is doing. This nigga Deku be fighting like a maniac, doing straight bullshit with his body, and then be wondering why the kickback of his quirks be so intense. Bro, you just folded yourself halfway into a Auntie Anne's pretzel. And then you gonna hit the ground, grabbing your muscles, talk about, I didn't expect the blowback to be this bad. Do you see what you're doing to your body, my boy? For one punch?
Bro, with his punch already preloaded. Like, this nigga really had his body fully contorted for this punch. Just like with his predecessor, there is some real hate in his heart for this man All For One. Cause he was not doing none of this when it was time to scrap with Shiggy. Which honestly goes back to that point I made earlier. When this nigga was not holding back, he was easily #1. My man out here obliterating All For One with 120% smashes. And niggas want to talk about Prime All Might. As crazy as that dude was, he was not doing the shit Deku was with 45% and
not even close, bro. The one thing, and I get the narrative reason that we didn't get this, bro. Trust me. But I would have just wanted to see one instance of 100% one for all Fajin gear shift Deku. Just the full stack. You know what I mean? The full kit on display. Because all we have is speculation, right? And now that I think about it, it does kind of parallel Prime All Might in a way, where all we have is speculation and ideas of what it could have been like. But if we got 100% All For One Fajin gear shift full stack Deku, we might be looking at a demigod, bruh.
Like, gear shift alone had Deku moving deviously against All For One. Straight after landing that 120% smash, he followed that up by hitting his ass with a quintuple Detroit smash. He hit that nigga with 5 smashes at once, then proceeds to show that he's not only stronger, but he'll outsmart All For One too. Cause All For One thought he had the reads down. Seeing Deku come zooming at him, this nigga had his big ass fist locked and loaded just to get hit with the psych. Deku activates gear shift, this time slowing himself down, baiting All For One into missing his attack. Takes him out by making it look like he's about to activate gear shift again, just to bust out the smoke screen as a diversion.
That boy was moving crazy, huh?
Using that to pull him upward so that he can let off another.
You think All For One saw this? Like, you think All For One saw 9 different niggas, 8 different niggas, all winding and cocking their fist back at him? Because they could see into each other's vestige worlds to a degree. So you think he was saying, look at the hatred on all these niggas' faces, bruh. Is his brother got his fist cocked back too? Nah, his brother just looking. his brother was still kind of trying to chill on him. Everyone else was ready to swing on that shit.
Smash. All For One tries to counter with a punch of his own, but that don't work. Deku strikes straight through his arm, punches him so hard that he beats the All For One personality out of this nigga. He dead made All For One's controller disconnect, giving Shiggy back control of his body. And from here on, it's more of Deku holding back because he was trying to save the crying child and Shiggy and whatnot. So
which I'm not gonna lie, you know, good on Deku for being a hero. You know, crying child themes and such, whatever. But like, I'm not gonna lie, if we ever in war and one of y'all got one for all, you know what I'm saying, or the equivalent world saving power, and we're fighting a genocidal maniac who wants to destroy society as we know it, and I catch you talking about, no, I see a crying child within him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna need you to lock in and finish that off, bro. I get it. And you know what? That crying child can be healed in the next life. But like, let's be so for real right now. Let's be so for real right now. As much as I understand why they took the route they did with Deku. Nah. No, this isn't even a baby Adolf question, bruh. It's not like Shiggy, it's not like Shiggy was going to do evil shit. This is a reverse of the baby Adolf question. This is like asking, would you kill Adolf? Would you let Adolf live because he was a baby at one point? No. Yes, Shiggy had a crying child within him. Oh, fucking well. On the exterior, that nigga was about to destroy a country because he was mad. I was about to give another horrible hot take, but I'm gonna just let the video play.
Done with this fight here, but best believe there are still multiple moments of Yellow Cape Deku giving niggas fits, especially when we get into the 4th movie, where they had this movie completely out of body, pure hype moments and ore farming. Deadass, his first appearance in this film, he's ore farming with his cape.
This shit was so cool, bro. They deployed that nigga Deku like he was a machine, bro. They deployed him like a weapon. This is some shit. This looks like some shit like when they drop a bomb out of a plane. You know what I mean? They had him stored. Why was he, first of all, like, when did he get in here? You know, it was just him. Just him. Had this nigga in a fucking storage container standing there. All right, Deku, you're up. We're deploying you.
Cape while being deployed like a...
Like, look at this shit, bro. They deployed him like a tactical nuke.
Fighter jet. Just to handle random jailbreakers.
Nah, facts. Fucking bums and bozos.
When they see who's coming after him, these niggas knew they were cooked. Like, genuinely. When there's a hero who they are calling the Jailbreaker Hunter, these are...
Is that what they were calling them?
Their own words, mind you. The Jailbreaker Hunter! With this knowledge, what made y'all think this was the move with this nigga patrolling these streets? This is natural selection at its finest. Deku comes flying in, grabbing onto the truck nigga with Black Whip and stopping him. The other 2 jailbreakers try to get active, one of them throwing a pair of boomerangs, while the other dude thinking he's chosen uses a fake-ass boulder. My goat dodges both of these bums' attacks, but the one who threw the boomerangs thought he was slick when he saw the 2 curving back around to catch Deku from behind, just for Deku to get that ping from Danger Sense, kicking both boomerangs away and flawlessly following that up, hitting a little flip into a backhand to fake Choji's dome piece. Doing all this while still restraining the nigga that's a whole ass truck.
I forgot. Yeah, they did have a truck. Like, okay. I'm not gonna lie. If you were born as a fucking 9-wheeler, would you want to stay on this planet? Like, you know how a big theme in My Hero is like, you know, a lot of villains are kind of, you know, we understand how they got where they did. All I'm saying, if I was born as a 9-wheeler truck, you know, a 10-wheeler truck, whatever, I can understand how I would go down the dark path, bro. Because imagine you trying to talk to some hoes. You scare the hoes because all you can do is honk at them. The girls start talking to you, you get excited. Like, come on, bruh. Nah. I kind of feel bad for this dude. I do. I really do. Like, niggas want to talk about heteromorphs. Let's talk about the niggas who in My Hero who are just like random things. There's a nigga in the My Hero universe right now who is a microphone. Like, that's his quirk. Not Present Mike. No, he is a human. Like, his dome is a microphone. How does nature even do that? That's always been my question, right? Because niggas with the mutation quirks are usually born that way. So then the question becomes, who is giving birth to a truck? Do you know how scary it must be to be a woman in the My Hero verse if you want to have children? Like, I'm sure a genuine dating standard in the My Hero verse is like, okay, obviously, like, yeah, quirk eugenics, we know that's a thing. But if I'm a woman, right? And let's say I fall in love with a dude who just so happens to be a hedgehog. All right, you see the Sonic on the back? You know, I fall in love with a dude that just so happens to be a hedgehog, has spikes. You know, I mean, I might start to second guess that relationship because if we do take things down that path, now I got to worry about expelling a hedgehog from my inside. And, you know, building a hedgehog inside of me. I mean, look at Truck Bro over here. He is a truck with hedgehog spikes on his head. This might be the most painful birth in anime history. Let's open the dialogue. We have a 2-ton truck with spikes on its head. Hell nah. And that you'll be lucky if the quirk pops in as a kid, but we know some people, you know, mutant types, they're born with their quirks. If I remember right, hedgehog quills harden after they're born. That's true. They probably do have some mechanism, but that mechanism is evolutionary. We don't know if that comes along with the quirk or not. Because that mechanism works because, you know what I mean? Hedgehogs are expected to be born to hedgehogs. So hedgehogs have developed methods to deal with giving birth to hedgehogs. If you're taking hedgehog physiology and putting it in a human mother, see, these are the questions niggas really got to ask about My Hero. Fuck a power scaling. Birth scaling. That's the new thing. Birth scaling.
Which, speaking of, Deku got something for his ass too. Coming in and hitting bro with a St. Louis smash so hard,
it's so
it knocks the
unnecessary.
truck out of bro. Literally. He gets hit so hard, his quirk shuts off.
Oh, so he was a human. My point still stands though.
Sending the truck flying and leaving Buddy right here.
I guess he can
slumped. No
control
Now listen! That's
vehicles
called
and shit.
motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about that!
While Deku's got dude right here
Why is he doing this shit, bro? You know how mad I would be if a high school freshman was doing this shit to me?
restrained, fake Choji's gonna try and antagonize my guy as
Why would big bro fucking Kid Buu, Majin Buu looking ass niggas still want the fade after what he just saw? And why is he wearing the same fit as Mekamaru?
he attempts to escape, acting like my goat won't run up and hit this nigga with all 50 states. Luckily for him, Class 1A gets to him before Deku does. And I mean, this nigga was real lucky, cause real quick, peep where these niggas are standing. Yeah, that's a street they're on. Shit could have gotten real spooky
Street
for bro
tier
real
demon.
quick. Street Hunter Deku jokes aside, there's one more person to catch work from Yellow Cape Deku that's gonna get talked about from this movie. And this person really got it the worst out of everyone.
Who was it that, yep, this dude was overly OP. One thing about movie Deku, and let me start off by saying, okay, I think Horikoshi has some of the best artwork in Jump history, easily. Horikoshi has some of the best artwork in Jump history, and his pen isn't bad. But I think one place where he potentially lacks is fights, right? My Hero fights are kind of like, boom, talk. Boom, talk. Boom. So, you know what I mean? They don't really balance dialogue and fighting as well as I think they could. One of the reasons I think movie Deku is so crazy is because Horikoshi isn't doing the writing and the fight choreography. You know what I mean? They give that to people who specialize more in that type of work. And so we really get to see Deku using his quirks at their full potential because, you know what I mean? It's being written by people who really do that fight shit.
𝙏𝙖𝙡, who I swear is top 3 on Deku's most hated people list, and I'm betting he's not 3 or 2, especially with the way this nigga Deku was going after him for cosplaying and tarnishing his goat. He was calling this dude out his name from the moment he met him. I mean, just look at his face.
That nigga was mad. Mind you, this was in the midst, like, and again, let's not get into the whole movie timeline shit, bro. That shit was some bullshit. But wasn't this bullshit right here, like, right before the final battle, timeline-wise? I mean, if he had the yellow cape on, it had to be, I don't feel like trying to broach My Hero's timeline, bro. That shit, when you take the movies into account, simply does not work. And that's okay.
Is disgusted by what he's seeing, sick to his core. Called that nigga a fraud to his face. You're a fraud! There was real malice.
He called him a fraud?
Loki had him moving more treacherous than he was against All For One. Like, this dude really
oh yeah, this shit, this is like the type of shit I would want to see more in the anime,
with
right?
The pseudo 100% kick, talking about, I want to be just like All Might. My guy, I ain't never seen All Might hit a nigga with a 50-state combo. Yes, he had the United States smash, but that's one big punch. This nigga Deku hit this fraud with all 50 of them bitches individually. Hit this nigga so hard, he started having one of them Naruto storm cutscenes you get when you land your ult. And even still, this is not the wildest thing Deku does, because one fraud might gets back up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I'm not gonna lie. Fake All Might, faux All Might. What was he calling himself again? I don't remember what the dude's official villain name was. But he was unbelievably powerful, bro. And this is another one of the things with the movies, right? Yeah, 𝙏𝙖𝙡. He was arguably like Shiggy-ish in terms of threat. You know what I mean? And I think the movie villains were such, like, they were boosted so much to be like movie villains, where it's like, yo, 9 could have been some end of series, close to end of series type of threat. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, he really is fading with Shigaraki and All For One, if we're being honest. You know what I mean? He made that big ass, he made like a whole city with his, what was that shit called? Transfiguration or alchemy. Granted, he was buffed. I don't remember how or why. He was buffed. But he was still extremely powerful.
This time, as a quirk-boosted monster, how does my goat respond? This nigga powers up while his squad holds it down for a bit. And once he's charged up, he...
Is that a real frame? That shit is fire, I'm not gonna lie. The lights around the hips too.
He zooms in, firing off 2 kicks. Might as well be firing off 2 cannons with the way this wind pressure is
2
moving.
fucking
He's
nukes.
Genuinely melting this nigga with just the forces of his kicks alone. And then he follows that up by coming in with a drop kick that hits dark.
Some of his moves are, sometimes the way his moves are illustrated is so abstract that I don't really be understanding what's actually going on. Like, yeah, this is a kick, but what the fuck?
He straight splatters this nigga for All Might slander. Not to mention, he splits this whole fortress.
Yeah, the whole fucking continent thing, bro. off one kick. And again, you want me to take Shigaraki as a credible threat after this? I can if I ignore the movie, but like, come on.
In half. You know, when you see shit like this, it makes sense why One For All had to go. Cause can you imagine the shit a fully grown Deku would be doing with a fully developed
we can't have a fully
and the
grown
longer
Deku.
cape? It would have truly been raps for evildoers worldwide. Hopefully they feel like dropping a movie 5 sometime in the future, and we get to see what my goat's armored suit with his new and improved cape can really do.
Are they supposed to be dropping a movie
I will
5?
be there. But until then, this has been all for today, folks. If you enjoyed today's video, then leave a
Good shit. Good shit. Shout out Jin2772. Jid2772. That was cool. I had fun with that.